He's like, these guys ain't spitting fire. These guys aren't spitting any fire right now.
Yeah. Shane wanted us to call that 10 unit that we've been trying to work on that lady.
Tell Shane to get on this. Get on this Zoom. I'm gonna send him the Zoom. Boom. Oh, this lady. He has just saved under 10 units.
Let me hit up Olga too and see if she's
Slam today. Hey Carlos, I'm an investor that is starting in the business. ¿No tienes algo en el Tulsa, Oklahoma? He went from English to Spanish in the same sentence.
Oh, you speak Spanish too, right, Carlos?
He's like, hello, Carlos. I am an investor that is starting the business. ¿No tienes algo en el Tulsa, Oklahoma? Love it. En Tulsa.
I forgot you speak Spanish, bro.
Not fluently, but yeah, I'm getting back to it. It was first language. Then really, my mom just decided just to teach us more English, and then we just went to all English schools, and then really never. My mom speaks fluent Spanish, but never like started speaking back to us in Spanish. Just went to English, and so from there I just went throughout like life, never really speaking Spanish to like my mom anymore. My dad only knows Spanish, but he's not like a true father or like always there and stuff or around. He's like a real Mexican father. He has like fucking 5 baby mamas. He has like 9 kids. At least I know of. I met all of them as I grew up. Dang, my man. Shane. Yo, Shane. Yo, Shane. I could see you, but I can't hear you.
Him. I had to. It was off.
It's all Gucci, dude. So there's this 10 unit. Is that the same lady from Mississippi or no?
Yeah, that's her.
Think, yeah.
Okay.
When was the last time you talked to her?
That is her. Wednesday.
How did that go?
That was when because I was still not knowing what to do, and then I seen Stan was like, yeah, check that lady temperature, you feel me, like have Carlos call that woman, and I was like, well shit, he seemed busy at this moment, and like some time went by, and I was like, you know what, let me look back through this conversation real fast. And I look back at what was said about the like 470 at like 20%, just because we noticed that she was complaining much about how people was coming with only 10% down when you had said that. So I shot her a text, and then she said that she turned down a 475 offer that was like cash or something like that, but she would consider 490.
490. Where were we on the numbers, Stan? You have
that's what I was trying to figure out, because I was trying for the 470. I thought that's where we were at.
That's where we were at. Yeah.
I don't remember where did I put the underwriting in there, the screenshot of where we needed to be at? I don't remember if it was on there. Look.
What was our monthly payment?
Let me see. I'm like kind of looking at like the old conversations, if we have any on it. She offered 430. Yeah, I might have to underwrite. Or what was the address on this one again, Shane?
2 of them. It was 3113 7th Ave, and then the other one is 3117 7th Ave.
Oh, this is the duplex one, right?
Yeah, the duplex. I mean the duplex, quadruplex.
Yeah, okay. Casey just getting after it.
Because he never lags, so it's always going crazy. You feel me?
We had we had a little Google sheet that we created and we called it the Powerhouse Never Lags, and we closed our first deal together.
Oh, go
Oh
ahead.
shit! Congrats,
Oh, my
man.
camera is turned.
Yeah, I'm buying a property that came from his leads and stuff. And we worked it. I left it on ice for a little bit because I couldn't see it too strongly. And then Brad was teaching me some stuff.
Everybody else has
And Casey and I were chopping it up about doing a deal. I was like, oh wait, you know what? I think I can call this one guy back and make this work. I did, and we just got the contract. Brad and I signed our half. It's actually gonna
Okay,
be. It's actually gonna be a pretty good deal. It's
got her. She said
it's in a small market, so the comping is a little bit different. We got it for 80 grand. There's probably like 30 grand worth of work to be done. 30, 40 grand. It's worth like 220.
I found the spreadsheet for the 10 unit. Can someone give me access to the share screen?
Get Josh to do it.
Oh, where'd that guy Xavier go? He hopped in, hopped out.
Is Jackson, Mississippi a cheap place?
Or Nelson.
Jackson, Mississippi. Somebody just offered me a deal in Jackson, Mississippi. I just don't remember looking at her. I just remember seeing that.
The Latasha Barnes.
Latasha. I did talk to a Latasha recently too.
And she was talking about the house in Mississippi. Yeah, I already just talked her draws down. Like, wait, but I was trying to figure it out because I don't really know that area. And then I have some other guy like, wait, help me out with it real fast to look at it. And I was, she wanted 45K for that shit, but I got her to, she's went down to like 35. But I can't figure out how much work needs to be
Dude,
put
look at
into it.
Josh right there. Looks like a G. What up, Josh?
Fucking Josh.
What up,
Josh, gosh.
Look at him, dude.
Oh, I need that
smoking.
background.
That background is
It's on
clean.
fire.
I need that background, Josh.
Grab the fire
You
extinguisher.
got little gremlins in the back taking dabs. Your ex
Yeah. I love it.
Oh man, that's my
Griffin?
right there.
I don't know. I feel like I've been on a real roll lately, bro. Like almost every day to every other day, I'm finding out some terms from somebody and then trying to plug some numbers in.
Let's do it. Josh, can you give Stan access to share screen? We're gonna look at this deal real quick before we call
You
it.
should be good now.
Give me a second.
You know who Josh looks like? He looks like Tyler, the Creator, if he had a white brother. Look at him.
I relate with Tyler.
I relate, yeah.
The swag,
This the swag style.
sauce man. Ooh. My notebook, girl. I had all the stuff right here.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I'm gonna, Carlos, I was gonna post it up on my Zoom, I mean, on my Instagram story. How should I title this? Was it Q&A or like just live seller calls or?
Whatever, honestly. Yeah, just be like a freestyle type of day. I don't know.
Hold on, I gotta grab my child.
Or just put live calls. We're already doing it. Who cares? Role play is really to help out others, but it's just us right here. Role play is really good when it's like a whole bunch of noobs, you know,
Okay,
or like people that really want to improve on it. And you'll still find out a lot of people like to sit and listen. It's a lot more about trying to get them when they have time to listen and participate, and then have them participate, even though they might be a little bit nervous. You kind of have to push some of them sometimes. And I think that's what I'm going to start doing on the real role plays. Just, all right, I'm going to pick some of you guys randomly and we're just going to rock and roll. I'm going to put you guys in some uncomfortable positions just for a little bit while we teach you how to get good at it. That's that. The call I was on prior to this was fire. I was calling this person, negotiating this deal worth like 750. I told him it was worth like 600, but it had tenants that weren't paying for 2.5 years, free and clear. And it needed work. And so I went over everything with him and then asked what he would sell to me for. And he goes, no. You tell me, you called me and did this. And I said, yeah. I'm like, but you don't have a number? I mean, being conservative, like, you know, you got to ask yourself this question: is this tenant going to actually start paying for once? And then he goes, probably not. I was like, yeah. And so are you selling it like vacated, or you're trying to sell it like this with the tenant, right? Yeah. Nobody's gonna want to take on a tenant with like gonna be that much of a headache and then some legal fees and a lawsuit. That's annoying. You've been trying to do this for 2.5 years and you haven't got him out. And then we're just going back and forth. He goes, give me the cash offer. And I was like, all right. So I just gave him like a low cash offer, like 400 grand. It's like worth like 750. The house isn't destroyed. It's just like, I don't know, I just threw it out there. And he got all like, kind of like, oh, okay, you're those type of guys. I can kind of tell the guy you are. I'm like, really? You can tell the type of guy I am because I wanted a deal. And he goes, no, you're just this type of person. I'm like, you didn't even let me finish. I was like, I was coming back with another offer for you on creative financing on terms. And I came back and I explained it. He goes, but I need to do a 1031. I was like, why? If you're not going to be getting all cash. Like, well, like, what if you give me 500 grand? I'm like, oh, I'm not going to give you 500 grand when you want like 500 grand or 600 grand. I'm not going to give you that much money down. I was like, at that point, what's going to happen is I got to go and get a loan, and they're going to want to sit in the first position. Oh, no one's going to do that. Whatever. He was talking to me, Filipino guy or whatever. And we ended up coming to agreements on like some money down, and he's now going to just talk to his CPA team tomorrow and is like, see if he needs to do a 1031 to defer it because of the money down, because he doesn't want to pay any gains. So he went from like to a point where he was almost arguing with me. He was even like, I don't even need to argue with you. I'm like, you're right. We shouldn't even be arguing. I don't even know where the argument came from. And I swear, like, it's all recorded. It was a recorded call. I don't even know where this argument came from. I just talk like this. I apologize if you think that I'm being aggressive or something. I was just telling him everything he was saying to me. I was just rejecting it. I was like, oh, well, no, let me tell you how I see it. Anyway, so tomorrow morning I'm going to call the school at like 10:30 and see what we can do. Get this property with this tenant or with these non-paying tenants, but get it for like a crazy deal, you know? Be like, since it's free and clear, I won't make payments to you. This is what I want to offer. I don't want to make payments to you until I have it, I had it vacated and rented out.
There's no way. This woman is weird.
Yeah.
What's going on, Shane?
Oh no, that Latasha girl, because I just told her, I was like, so just an idea. If I was able to prove to you seller finance isn't a scam and show you the benefits and give you your original asking offer 45K, but on terms, why this woman gonna tell me I'm not taking out no loan to help someone else buy a house that they won't?
You don't understand it, bro. That's the reason why.
And I'm just told her right now, I'm like, oh no, terms mean we would leave the bank out of it.
Yeah, be like, nobody wants to pay them. And they make all the money. There's no fun in that. The way the pay says it, like basically identical. There's no fun in how we just pay you the fees.
All right, let's do this. All right, I got the numbers. This is what we underwrote it at. But remember, we were missing some information. And I had it at 30 years, so the numbers are going to change a bit. This is the 10 unit that we Shane,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right here, just the address right here. 3117. Okay. I think we were missing some things in there that we were trying to, I forget what we were asking for.
What are the things we missing so I could check back real fast in my conversation?
What's this lady's name? What's her name?
Ooh, shit. And you know what's funny? I have to see if I actually got that or not.
And you've been talking to a lady that you don't even know her name?
Boy, she been talking to me. It's a difference.
Boy. She just decided to plug and play random numbers, happen to be Shane's number, and she's like, hey, I'm looking at someone else.
Nah, I just hit her up, but I forgot to actually ask her what her name was like that. But you know, every time I send one message, she sends like 7. So it's like really she's talking to me over like me hitting her up. Actually, I've already emailed her husband, and I believe the email has both of their names on it.
Bobby. That's hardcore. Mississippi looks gangster, huh? Look at the top left corner how the SS's are. That's gang.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's gang. Nobody wants to go there though, but that's gang. Mississippi River.
Renay. So I
Renee.
want to say like, yeah, because my older sister's name is spelled Renee, but it's said like that. So I
Okay.
didn't want to missay it.
All right, I was trying to find her on the county records because you can do it right here.
Okay, yeah, it says Douglas and Renee Mortensen.
My boy.
Okay.
Mortensen.
Why don't you just have Carlos fucking call her and see what we could just get straight to the point?
That's what I was lightweight saying in the group text between us when I was like, because she don't know him and know that he know me. So if he
I'd rather just call her and say I know you, because like I'm not gonna go play that cash game because I don't want to look at the deal.
Yeah, you gotta do the cash game.
I'm just gonna call her and be like, yo, I'm only open to seller finance.
Yeah, I was talking to a very experienced commercial investor that does like a lot of big deals, and they said that right now, like the best way to just get in deals is seller finance. Cash deals are going to be really tough, especially if they want like some kind of balloon. But I mean, at the end of the day, let's just see what she's open to. I would just have fucking Shane or Carlos get into it with her.
Yeah. So purchase price, we want to be at 475. You said that she can entertain a 495, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then
after the last time we talked, she sent this fucking
where
hour-long
were we at like on interest and like payments? Did we get that far?
I didn't tell her. I was like not even bringing up interest yet. And when it got to the payments, I didn't want to bring up interest. I was really trying to be a savage and get it on 0 interest. And when it came down, we didn't get to the payment part because we were still trying to figure out, I can't, it's just like, I can't figure out what the closing costs are if I don't know what I'm purchasing it for. So like, I didn't know what payments I could give her yet, because that's why I asked y'all, because I was like, well, we got to figure out, then Stan's like, well, shit, we got to figure out how much this motherfucker is actually getting. And then we're missing information. So I was just
based off of $6,000 right now. Is that bringing in 6,000?
Like 60-30 and having to take off 4870, which left it at 1160.
I'm just pasting this on the.
Wait, so it's bringing in $6,000 right now?
Yeah, with all these weird little funky rents, because 4 of them are equal to 2415, and then the other 6 are equal to 3615.
Okay.
All together, we was looking at 60-30.
Our interest rate's 5.5? Or is that what we just plugged and played?
I just plugged and played it, 5.5, but let's just do 6 for
is that what she wanted to be again, Shane?
Let me check back and see if she actually said anything about interest.
Nah, this girl for sure, I think, said interest. I remember something.
It's got to be on her somewhere down the line of the messages. Yeah, it was 5. Oh no, she said somebody wanted them to carry contract for 12 years at 5%, but she didn't do it.
Wow.
Yep. And then she said another person was offering 600 for 12 years with a balloon payment. She didn't do it. She didn't want to be tied up for 12 years.
What? How long is she willing to be tied up?
8%. There it is.
I knew it. Some bullshit.
Yeah, because I said on all 10 units, I was like, so what was a comfortable number down for you to consider on all 10 units? She was like, yeah, if you wanted us to carry the contract on all 10, we would need at least 20 down with no less than full ask at 8% for 2 years interest. You like, messed up on the 2 to 5.
For how many years?
2 to 5.
Be like, what's going to happen when it doesn't appraise in 2 to 5 years? Like, the realistic thing is I could do that, but I'm going to make a contingent until if it doesn't appraise, we go back for another 2 to 5 years.
Yeah,
that was back when I talked to her in June. That was the June 23rd conversation. So then, yeah, that's when we got tied up with the T12s and the other stuff. She said send the email. Carlos was like, nah, we ain't sending her nothing until we see some shit.
Yeah, gang. All right.
That's when she sent me the taxes later on, talking about the trash and the water was at the $50 per unit for trash and water. I think Stan already accounted for that.
What's this address? Her name's Renee. What's her phone number?
360-909-8104.
And crime grade D, bro.
Oh shit.
What does that mean? That is
Bad.
It's not the greatest neighborhood.
oh, okay.
Don't say that. It's fine.
Some people would buy it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we might be looking at it, right?
Yep.
It's fine. We'll just wholesale it. All right. Renee, let's see. We'll call this girl. Yo, you spoke to my boy Shane. What's the address?
31177 7th Avenue, right here. I'm just plugging in all the extra.
7th Ave.
Yeah. Well, 3113
Gulfport,
and
Mississippi. All right, cool.
3117
Oh, 3113.
and 3117 because they're right next to each other.
It's gonna do his magic. It's 10 units. All of them are occupied.
Your call has been
Yeah.
forwarded to an automated voice.
No.
You listed on Zillow, lady. You better answer that phone.
Who's this bill? 12 parking spaces, 1984.
Your call has been forwarded
Should I leave her voicemail?
to 3
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Do you normally?
We're doing it. Boom.
4 is not available.
Let's say shoot a
On the
text.
phone, please record your message.
All right, let's shoot her text.
That was gonna be the next thing I thought of.
All right, so that trick that I learned from the other multifamily
What up?
group, there's only $42 in rent increase difference on this.
Say that again.
Hold on one second. There is only $42 of average rent increase on this property. You know how I was telling you guys that the other multifamily group, was it Joseph?
Yeah.
They like to have like $100, but that's because obviously they do 40 units plus. So for this one, the rent
Wow.
increase is only averaging at $42, which is close to 100,000. But with the actuals currently in place, based on what our numbers are currently, this is only cash flowing $362 a month.
Where we currently are?
Yeah, numbers are garbage. This is as is. And
Okay.
even with this, the cash flow, even after pro forma, it's only 1,100. So, I mean, to be honest, I think this is probably going to be a waste of.
Why not just tell her that? Like, why can't I just have a realistic conversation with this lady and tell her, how are you expecting me to profit on this when we're not even going to make money at these? I ran the numbers. Here's the numbers. Like, what do you expect somebody to buy it and be a stupid ass and buy it? I told someone that the other day. I'm like, you think I said, I get allocated a lot of funds. Doesn't mean I got to be stupid with it and spend all my money that way. It makes no damn sense. And same thing here. If she's willing to talk to me, I'm not gonna be rude about it. I'm just gonna say like, hey, so after I run the numbers, we looked at, we're like making like what is that, $700? Are you just plugging and playing $300 or whatever? That's
Well,
not exciting.
this is if we offered at 400, right? But she's saying something about 490 is what she's looking at. At 490, you're barely gonna make 276. But that's if we get like 20% down, if we're getting that 6% interest.
Massage those numbers. Put 10% down for me.
10% down. Amount finance, let's do 30 if we're gonna do a seller finance. I mean, even then, seller finance not good.
Go 5%.
Does she own this free and clear, Shane?
I think so.
She does. Okay, so let's say she carries our note. So let's even do 3%. I mean, it might make still.
Where is it? There it is.
This is if we do seller finance at 10% down, 3% interest rate. She carries it, and then a 30-year loan.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Maybe we do a 40-year loan. 40-year loan sounds more attractive.
Like give me a 40-year term.
40-year term, yeah. 0. Let's change that to 0.
With no balloon, right? Is that the goal?
Well,
Or
no,
with balloon?
I mean,
Oh, she said she didn't want 10 years, huh? She wanted shorter than that.
let's do 7.
Oh, I was thinking.
7 years is enough time for things to go down for the next 2 years and come back up in the next 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah. I mean, we can get her that 490 price, but the thing is too, right? We gotta, I mean, nobody's writing comps on this, so I don't know.
Oh,
She
good.
wants-
I don't want to pay those numbers, so I'll still talk to her. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's hard
truth
to-
is, like, if she doesn't have to sell, like she said, then and I can tell her too. I'm not in a rush. I look at deals like every day. I'm overwhelmed with deals. It's like you're overwhelmed with calls, right? You can relate to her on stuff like that. And just tell her, like, what's your goal if it doesn't sell? Like, you're really not going to sell it because you want 20, 30 grand more than what everybody else is offering. We shouldn't sell it, but I think that if we're going to get a deal, especially the bigger the numbers or like the more liability and stuff, that we got to just make sure that we got a good number that makes us feel confident and comfortable. Especially because we're not experienced like that. We're on the noob stage.
Yep.
Anybody have a lead you want me to call?
Yeah, I got one just for you guys. Want
Yeah,
to do
let's
it?
roll lead. Unless,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
think,
wanna do, like, unless you guys want me to do role play, like what today we were supposed to do real role play.
Hey, Carlos, I think Simone, are you in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, tight. Yeah. She has a lead there it's in Cathedral City, right?
Oh wow, that's where I live. Sweet.
Yeah, Carlos.
Do you guys want the address?
Slide it to the man.
Let's run it.
All right, it's 32400
Uh-huh.
Cielo Vista Road.
Okay. And then what's like the details on it?
So it's a pocket listing. Right
Okay.
now, they have tenants in there that are paying $1,100 a month. They think it's below market price. I checked it out. They're going for like $2,000 in that area. They're individually metered, asking for $599, but the realtor told me she'll probably take $530. Tenant pays.
The realtor said he'll take 530.
Yeah, that's what she told me. Tenant pays month to month, and she thinks it needs $30K in rehab, but we haven't seen the inside. She hasn't seen the inside.
Gotcha.
And let's see. I was doing the numbers as like a buy and hold, but everyone I was reaching out to was bringing up terms. So I was like, I don't know how to do that. If someone, I mean, I'll give the lead to someone if they just want to let me follow along just so I can see how you guys do it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's funny how she declined your call like 3-4 times, and I text her right now, and she texts back within like 0.5 of a second.
Oh yeah. That's just the type of person she is.
That's what I mean. I'm like,
She don't know my number either. She's like, what's this 760 number calling me for? Yeah.
You want me to tell her?
Yeah, you can tell I
She
was
didn't
trying
say
to call
nothing
her.
about it. Like, hey, hey, my boss
Mom.
tried to call you. So make her feel upset. Hey, my boss tried to call you. I think you declined his call a couple of times.
Who's got the screen shared? Let's bring this up. I was good. Stan, can you bring up this address for me?
Yeah.
So we can just kind of comp it real quick. So you've been talking. I want to talk to you. How do you say your name?
Simone.
I just like to say Simone. That sounds a lot cooler. But we'll call you.
That's my brother. My brother is Simon.
Simone. Oh, it's your brother Simon's.
Yeah.
Simon's. All right. What's the address?
It's 32400 Cielo Vista Road in Cathedral City. It's like 5 minutes from my house.
How you spell Cielo?
Cielo, Cielo Vista. Cielo Vista.
Is that correct? It's not pulling up. 32400.
That's it. That's how you spell it too. Try. What do you have else? Redfin.
I mean, it usually just pulls it if it's typed correctly. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So let's run some comps. 6 bed, 4 bath. Cool. Oh, can you scroll down a little bit more down to the comparables? Keep it going. Keep it going. Although we have it. Did you find comps on this?
Yeah, I had one. Let me see.
I sent you some stuff in the email too on that, Carlos, too.
Let me pull it up and see what's no, guys.
I have 33654.
Put that in, Sam, please. 33654. Hey, why are you be like that?
Pueblo Trail. Pueblo Trail.
Unit A.
That's probably as close as and as recent. I have other ones, but they're pretty dated. Like the other one was like last year.
Okay, so would you say that's a good comp to use?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say super solid, but because I think this one has like a backyard and everything.
Okay, and the other one, the one that we're working doesn't have a backyard?
I don't think they're like individually, no.
Oh, okay, cool. And so what did this one sell for, Stan? What was the price of it?
549,900.
Okay. So so we'll just roll with terms, I guess, is like the best way to go anyways. What's the, am I talking to an agent or am I talking to the homeowner?
It's an agent. Her name is Jumi. She's super cool.
Jumi, okay. Should I call Jumi? That's who I'm gonna talk to?
Yeah. Her number is 760
Okay.
485-0841.
0841?
Yeah.
How do you spell her name?
Jumi. Jumi.
Oh, Junie, never seen that one. Okay. And then she knows you by Simone or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, Simone, yeah.
Simone.
Simone,
Okay,
yeah.
Simone. Okay, cool. Let me hit her up real quick. Hey, I don't want you guys to do that. Quiet. Come here. Quiet. You guys want to see my little boy? Come here. We just want to stay over there. Just one. Oh yeah, look at this little guy here.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's how he sounds when we try to go to sleep. It's hard to sleep this way. Oh, look at this boy right here. I can get out. Got a whole gang of them. Just got one the other night too. Okay. All right. Sorry, I got to give them a little bit of love. Otherwise, they're going to be screaming and fighting each other while I'm on the phone. It's like the kids in the background, just got to just give them a little bit of attention. Hey, what's up, Junie? How you doing? This is Carlos.
Oh, yes. Hi. How are you, Carlos?
I'm Fantastic. How about yourself? Always fantastic. Yeah, I was talking with Simone, and she was letting me know about this property you have off of Cielo Vista. Yeah, so I live in Cathedral City. I live off of Vista Chino, so I'm not far. Yeah, not far. Yeah, I definitely can because I don't have any photos on it, so I'll definitely drive by it. What I wanted to ask you is, I know that she had told me there's tenants in there that are paying roughly $1,100 a month, and they're month to month, correct? Are they looking to sell with the tenants, or are they selling this vacant? Okay. And so, got you. So, are they only looking to work cash? I know that it's been up for a bit. You guys have been trying to sell it. Are they only open to cash offers? Would you know? Would they be willing to be the bank is what I'm getting to? Like, instead of me going to get a loan, they'd be willing to sell or finance it? She want cash. Right. So what type of wiggle room do you guys have? See, I want to look at it. I was running some numbers on cash and didn't really excite me. And so when the offer doesn't work for me cash, it doesn't rule me out as the buyer completely, because I've been known to pay more than most cash buyers when I buy it on terms like seller finance, some money down, payments over time. Would you know if they're open to working with me that way, so I can pay them a little bit more than I'd like to?
The paper, you're thinking of like how many years? That's another story though.
Right. I want to see if they're open to that. Right. And maybe that, maybe I can give them some money down to do some of the things that they want to do. And I know that once they sell the house, they're going to first, have to pay capital gains, a lot of taxes. Do you know if they're going to buy another investment property, or are they just trying to keep the money?
Right now, he doesn't want to buy it. He want to keep the money. Actually, he has several houses, right? And now he can probably use that for upgrade one of the house. That's probably he would do. So he's not gonna buy a house right now. That's he told me.
So what if I gave him some money where, enough that he can do his projects and do what he needs to do. And then if he's not going to use the rest of the money and buy right now, since I understand it's expensive and the economy is a little unstable, if he financed it to me on seller finance, he doesn't have to pay the big capital gains. He'll just pay a little bit of taxes on the amount down I give him. And then if he's going to leave the money in the bank, he's really not going to make money with the bank. You're actually going to lose more money doing it that way as your dollar. Yeah. So if he sells it this way, he actually keeps more of his money by letting me make payments to him. This will actually help him on the tax part, on not having to pay a lot of taxes up front.
You know, 30% or 40%, or how much you're thinking to put down?
Yeah, I'm open to putting money down. And this is how I work, right? When I can pay more than most cash investors, and I can pay up to the market price. It's just the more money I'm going to pay for it, the less amount of money I want to give down, right? Especially if I have to do some work in there a little bit to raise the rents. So is there a way maybe you can see how much they'd be, if they're open to this, what amount of money they're looking for that I can give them down? I'd maybe like it first if they can give me some of the terms, because, as an investor, I'd like to get the least amount of money down, the lowest payment, and the longest term. I just, yeah.
Okay, let me talk to him and if he's open to it or not.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what type of cash offers are you guys getting right now?
I have a couple of people who are interested, but I don't have any offer or anything yet. They are all my buyers too, so I'm just trying to be fair to everybody. But one of the person, she's probably getting a loan.
Okay.
And yeah, another one might cash. It's now just wriggling. I don't know. So yeah, but I don't have anything. I didn't write it up anything yet.
So I live here. I'm local as well, and I know that everybody would rather get cash. So just think of me in this scenario where, let's say that they can't get the amount of money they want cash. I can pay the price as long as they're willing to work with me on the seller finance, where the seller will carry. And that's the way that I can make this work, because I'm not interested in paying all that money cash and then not really making a lot of money in the cash flow. It doesn't make sense for me.
Right. No, I understand. So I heard that first offer was $499, and I think 20% down. He didn't even come to back.
Okay, so what I'm saying is let your seller know, your client, let him know that I'd be interested in paying a higher price as long as he's willing to work with me on money down and payments.
Right. I will talk to him and talk to you.
Okay, do you mind if I follow up with you tomorrow just to see if he's gotten back to you? Okay, so I am interested. I'm a serious buyer. It's just right now for cash, it doesn't make sense for me. So I know you have some buyers that are interested. If it doesn't work with them, I'm ready to go. Okay, thank you so much, Junie.
Oh, you're welcome, Carlos. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Yo.
Good stuff.
Carlos, you need to invest in the same mic as Cody and Pace. I do, man. I do. You get one in a damn. Yeah, so same thing. Cash wouldn't be a way for us to go on this. But seller finance is always a cool ass way to go.
So you're just gonna wait to see what they want as a down payment?
Yeah, so first, like, here's the thing. I want her to present the offer, because as a agent, you might not, she's legally bound to, like, she has to, you're supposed to submit every offer, but a lot of them don't. I just want to see if they're open to it, because I don't want to, she's saying 30-40% down. I don't want to put all that money down. I'd rather try to put the least amount if I can give them the most money, or I can still come up with money down. I'd rather first them give me theirs, so then I can counter. Because the reality is I'm going to fucking offer low, and I don't want to just get them discouraged. I want to first go and then be fair and counter with like some good numbers. But I think that that tomorrow when we follow up with her, if she actually has an answer for me, they say, yeah, then we can actually work it. But other than that, I don't think that it'll be a good cash deal. They want to sell it already performing, but they want it cash though. So that doesn't fit my budget or none of my lenders' budgets at the moment. I don't know if somebody's going to lend me $599 for a long term,
Right.
And nor do I want to do that either, or pull a loan for myself to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that we should follow up with her tomorrow.
Okay. Do you have like a maximum amount percentage-wise that you would put down? Like in your head, do you already have a number?
So it all depends, because it's not just money to them. As you're an end buyer, I have to. I'd like to see if the money down I give them can pay out the realtor. We'll see. But if not, typically I have to take care of that, and then as well I take care of you, and then I pay for closing costs if there's any renovation costs. And if there is renovation and I have to make a payment that following month, but it takes me 2-3 months to renovate, I got to make those 2-3 payments, though I'm not cash flowing.
Yeah.
So all that type of thing goes into place. So it's more money than just the money we're about to give down to the seller. So that's why I typically would like to be at like 10% maximum down cash to seller. And then all in all my expenses, like 20% total with cash to seller. So
Okay.
if we're at like 500 grand, right? Whatever we are, 600 grand, I can do like 100 grand. I can do like 100, like not to them only. I need some of that money to actually close the deal, some of that money to renovate it so I can mark up the rents. So ideally, I'd like to be really 10% of the deal or lower with everything, but a lot of times it's not like that. I can only negotiate those deals really, like as far as the ones that I really want to see. At that good of a deal, most people will buy them if they lock them up. So it's not like I'm going to get them across my table all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the deals I like, but I will go up to 20%. And maybe a little bit more if it's in an Airbnb neighborhood where you can do pretty well.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I'll follow up with you guys tomorrow, see how it goes.
Cool.
All right, cool. Thank you.
No problem. You guys want to do some seller calls? You guys want to do some role play?
Got a potential my VA brought me today.
What's up, dude?
Seller up in Idaho. He lives in Arizona. He's trying to offload some of his further properties. He wants to do it in the next 30 days. He hasn't listed, but I contacted him directly, so that's who I spoke to. He's opened up terms. I haven't had a chance to really speak to him yet because that one just kind of came in, but after reviewing everything, he's kind of open to terms. He was pretty open to everything.
So where's the, is this the info right here? I have,
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the address. Have you talked to them directly or no? It's just the VA did?
No, yeah, my lead manager, my VA did.
Okay, that's cool. Man, as long as they're open to terms, that's what's up. What's your VA's name?
If he goes by, why am I drawing a blank right now? Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Chris.
Oh, right. No. You want to know her name?
His name is, pull this up. His name is David Washburn.
David Wash.
Yeah, let me grab his number real fast.
Okay. All right, the prompt is she.
There we go.
All right. 91357 551. Let me prompt it real quick and let's roll. Can you guys hear me better when I have the phone in my hand?
Yeah, I think it's like the phone calls are always like on and off.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, like the voice drops or something. That's why I was saying something about the mic thing.
This house is pretty cool. It's just dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wants what, like market price? Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know. He's looking to offload it pretty quickly. He said within the next 30 days. It's been on market for over a month now, and he dropped it last month about 25K.
Oh, obviously he's not trying to sell it that quick if he's had it on there for a month.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of seeing where the market is going, especially in Idaho, since we had such a big jump. We're seeing a significant drop right now. So
you live out there?
Yeah.
Nice, bro. I've been there before. I don't really recall the city I was in, but I remember just going out there for a week for like a family reunion from one of my cousins. It was cool. It was cool. I never knew what Perkins was, and I liked them a lot. You guys still have Perkins out there?
Yeah.
They're cool. Let me see. All right, let me comp this real quick. What's the year on this? 2000, and it's 1,200 square feet?
Yeah, 1235.
I'm gonna hop back on in the car. I'm gonna go get a shower real quick because I gotta go do a showing. So I'll hop back in.
All right.
I think there's gonna be some into each other. Come here. Sinatra. Ace, come here, Ace.
Oh, it's a non-disclosure state.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have comps on this by chance or no?
Not many in the area. Most of the ones that are actually selling.
All right, let's put for sale. See what they're going for sale. So what I see actively listed besides his is I see a home that is selling for 400 grand. So they all look like they're selling for 350 to 400 around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Everybody has a price cut though. Price cut, price cut, price cut.
Yeah, that's where I think his urgency is because in the Boise area, this is Nampa. In Boise area, we're seeing a 50,000 drop just in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, 350 to 400. Okay. I'm gonna call him up. Hey, let me get my dogs to shut the fuck up. Not that. Just respect all the time. Just go to sleep or something. All right.
David Washburn, I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave a message. Hi, this is David Washburn. I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave a message. I will get back to you as soon as I can.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, what's up, David? This is Carlos. You spoke with one of my associates, Chris, about your property off of East Ohio Ave in Nampa. When you have a chance, call me back, 760-902-7843. Thanks, man. All right, so that will be a follow-up. All right, where are we at? Let's do
Hey, I love that background there. Dedication to excellence. Is that your podcast or what?
Yeah.
Dope, bro.
Fire. Pretty dope name.
All right, so let's do a little bit of role play, guys. We'll get you guys on that fucking training level right now. So I guess I can go first on being an end buyer, unless anybody wants to get some practice in first. Does anybody want to go first?
Go or what? I'll do whatever. I don't think I've ever even done one of these role plays yet. Let me be the seller or buyer or something.
You want to be the buyer?
I've never done this role play. I always do the live calls.
Role play, baby.
Whatever.
Okay.
That was clever.
All right, cool. So you can be a buyer, and then does anybody want to play the seller? Is anybody open right now? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll do it. Okay. So what we'll do is this, Casey. we'll just use our names. I'm gonna be the seller. The ARV on this home is gonna be $300,000, and we'll go with like a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square foot. That'll be like all the details, and we'll just create the scenario as we go. So whenever you're ready, you just ring type of thing, and then I'll answer it.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Let's do it again. Ready? Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, let's do it again. So just ring.
Not- I think my Discord is fucking shit up. Let me close this out.
Can you hear me?
So
or you
ring
can't?
ring.
Yeah, like that. All
Yeah,
right,
I
let's
can
do
hear
it.
you just fine.
Okay, do
Is
it
that
again.
better?
Yeah, we're good. Go for it.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? I'm the seller or the buyer?
You're the buyer. You're buying the home.
So hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Carlos, I was just calling about your property on Grove Street. What's going on, sir?
Hey, what's up, bro? What about it?
I noticed that, it's been going around and it hasn't been selling. What's been preventing it from selling?
I mean, I haven't really put a sign on it. I don't even know how it's going around. I don't really have a for sale sign.
No, I'm kind of deep in the investor world and I see a lot of properties that go around. I noticed a few people were working on it. What's been holding it back from selling?
Oh, really? I didn't even know. Maybe for the fact that I didn't even, know that it was selling type of thing. It's probably the first reason why it's not selling.
I don't think I'm the first one to make you an offer in 2022. You probably get a lot of calls, yeah?
Now, yeah. Recently, I got a lot of calls coming up.
So why hasn't it sold? Are you just not reasonable on the number? I mean, obviously you're willing to take an offer, right?
A lot of people call me and they ask me if I'm open to an offer, and then they never give me an offer. That's kind of where it's at.
Huh. I mean, what's the magic number for you?
I want like 280 for my house.
So you want market value. Why don't you just list it with an agent?
I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with tenants or random people walking through my house whenever they want. I don't even want to pay those commissions either.
So you want 280, and that's what it can sell for on market. So if I buy it all cash and save you all those headaches, what am I going to get it for?
I don't know. Make me an offer.
When's the last time the kitchen and the bathrooms were updated?
Probably good like 5-7 years ago. Got everything updated.
Okay. What do you think needs repaired? I mean, is the roof and everything good? AC or whatever?
Roof's good. Probably some paint. I don't know. Maybe some new kitchen cabinets. Who knows?
Let's just pretend that, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 1 being a fire damaged, burned down, flooded out property, and a 10 being the nicest house in your neighborhood that just sold for top dollar, that's at 2022 standards. Where would your house be?
It would be a little bit higher than, halfway. Probably like 60-70% closer on the nicer side.
So like 6 or 7 out of 10?
Yeah, like a 7 out of 10.
So it's about 60% top value, you're saying?
Oh, like 70% or so. Doesn't need much work. It's probably even more. So, I'm just trying to answer those questions for you, give you some answers.
Well, based on that, I mean, if it's only, 70% of where it could be, I'm going to have to go in there and do that other 30%. And that's going to cost me a lot of money and time. So, I mean, would you be open to, deducting the rehab costs, and then I'll cover the closing costs and all that, and see if we can't figure out a number that works for everybody?
That could work. I don't mind doing that. But like, what number are you trying to buy it at? If you do that, right? If you do your numbers and I deduct some renovation costs. and whatnot.
Well, I mean, if I was gonna do this standard all cash, I would probably want to be, you know, if I can get 280 out of it after I repair it, and it's gonna need, you know, it's only 6 or 7 out of 10, I'm probably gonna need to go and put in a good 30, 40K or more. So I'd probably need to be closer to 200K tops.
From at 280, you want to be at 200K.
I mean, you're the 280, and I think that's the after repair value based on this estimate.
Well, I see houses that are going for around 300,000, 290, 310. So I think it's closer to 300.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know, I'd work with you. I get your side, so I'd work with you, not at 200, but I'd work with you and probably come down to like 240. I know there's that renovation.
Let me ask you this: what's your goal? What's your goal anyway? I mean, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to move? Are you trying to get another house for your kids, or what's your goal realistically?
Just try to sell this home, get some cash. I have an additional home that I'll just probably, you know, move into and just sit on some money for a little bit until the economy gets better.
How much money do you need to be able to do that?
I don't know, you know, whatever we come to agreements with, I guess.
Well, no, I'm saying you want to move into this other house. You have this goal or plan of yours. How much money is it going to cost to do that?
Well, I have the other house already paid for, so it's going to cost me money just to move.
So you aren't really trying to use this money to move then?
No, I mean, it's going to cost me what, just like moving expenses. It's not going to cost me the price of a home. I own it already.
True. I'm just trying to figure out, if you were to sell this house, that extra money you're putting in your pocket, how much of it are you going to actually use to get to this next goal of yours?
Hey, guys. Wait a second.
Would 10, 20, 30K help you get to that goal or no?
Say that last part again.
I'm just asking, you know, how much is the money that you're going to be getting from this property? How much of it are you going to be actually using to get to that next goal? I mean, would 10, 20, 30K, something like that in your pocket this week help you get to that goal?
Well, I really don't have like a big goal to do it because I already have a home that I'm going to move into, right? So like I'm just selling one home so then I can have some money. I don't really need this home anymore. So it's I just really want to get rid of it. There's no reason why I should not hold it and pay taxes on it.
Gotcha. So you don't really even need the extra money right now is what you're telling me.
Nope. I just might as well sell one. I have two homes, no reason for it. So I'll move into the other home and sell this one.
Beautiful. So what if I could, you know, get you that, you know, 260 that you're looking to get, but make it in payments over time with a small down payment up front. So we put a little bit of money in your pocket now, and then you get your price over time. Would you be open to that?
Like a seller finance thing? Owner will carry kind of thing?
Yeah, you'll be the bot. You'll be the bank, basically.
Well, how much money down are you talking?
Typically 5 to 10% at most.
Can you do $50,000?
No, I mean, maybe. It just depends. We'd have to come and look at the property and make sure that the numbers and everything pencil in. But it's possible.
So then if you can give me some money down, what's that? Well, like, how long are you thinking of doing this for?
Well, I mean, I'd like to do it for 50 years, but you're the boss, you know? So it's up to you.
You can do like 5 years.
5's a little short. Like 15, 20 would be better.
Yeah, but I'd rather not go that long. I don't feel like being in a bank that long. I would be open to 5 years.
Okay, it could be possible. And, you know, 50's your minimum. I mean, what if I came in with like 20K, got it all paid off in 5 years? You could do something like that, right?
I mean, I'm open for the 5 years, but I need a little bit more money down. I need some money just to have on me.
You just told me you didn't really need the money.
Yeah, I know, but I don't need the money to move. That's what you're asking me. I just want the money in my hand.
So 40K would get it done, you're saying?
I could do 40K.
What's the best email to get our offer sent out to?
What's the offer gonna be? It's gonna be what? Tell me it over again.
Well, I'll have to have my transaction coordinator draft it all up, but I'm thinking, 40K down, paid off within 5 years, whatever that breaks down to every month. I have to pencil it in and everything, but if that works for you, I would like to just draft the offer and get it in your inbox so you can actually review it and get it signed.
Well, what happens, I have some questions about this. What happens, if you don't make payment to me or default or something happens?
Great question. So basically, if that was to happen, then you would still be responsible for the loan. And yeah, you got me there, Carlos. You stumped me.
That's good. Good stuff, man. It's all good. Yeah, those are just some questions that you're gonna get as you go into creative stages of pitching. It just happens to be a concern to people.
Yeah,
You guys have any?
I don't even know the full answer. From what I know, they could actually be fucked and stuck with the mortgage, and the person can keep the house.
Yeah. So what happens is we sign a document. It's called a performance mortgage deed, and it just states that if we fail to default on the payment, that the property will be deeded back into your name. And at that point, you would have kept any money down that I've given you and every payment that I've made to you. You get all that, and likely it would be renovated and it would be cash flowing more than it was originally.
Right. So yeah, I was gonna say, and that would be my answer is that, if we were, hopefully we do default on it and then your house gets paid down and it gets upgraded and you get all that money for free. But we've been doing this for, 5-10 years or whatever, and we're not in the business of getting properties under contract and not make payments. So what's the best email to get that sent to, Mr. Carlos?
You just send it over to yada 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 at yahoo.com.
Let's go.
Nice. Does anybody have any feedback?
I appreciate that. That just made me learn a lot.
You learn as you go, man. That's all it is. It's all about learning. Does anybody have any feedback to give Casey, and then I'll go last, just so everybody can jump in and participate, and maybe could say I could have done this better, or that was good right here. Josh, you've been eating licorice the damn entire time, or whatever you're doing.
Bro, I quit vaping yesterday. I haven't had nicotine for 26 hours.
That's my man. That's power. He's disciplining himself.
I don't know, bro. I see the vape in the background. So you're hotboxing the place.
Little Oompa Loompas in the back smoking.
My bad. I was on a phone call.
That's all good. It's all good. So I think I'll go ahead and give a little bit of feedback. I think it was cool, but I think what would help you out is if you maybe just try to hit some pinpoints, right? Like when you're talking to a seller, what I really like to do every time, even when people update me on things, is I like to find out the motivation. And how I do that, I make it very easy, because a lot of people just ask that question: what's the motivation? There's better ways to ask it, like, why do you want to sell this home? How long have you been thinking about it? What's got you considering it? I like the considering one. I like to use it like this: hey, I'm just bringing up your information on my laptop, so they actually think I'm taking time to look it up. I'm probably already looking at it. And so while I'm looking it up, what's got you considering selling? And from there, you hear my reason why, so then you can dig deeper. That'll help you out, because you'll find out real clues inside there of why I want to sell it, or if I'm just trying to sell it for the market price. That helps you already know if you got a deal that it's possibly going to be able to work for you, or like how you said, would you just rather list it? That's good to say. Those are good questions to bring up as well. But there would be better times for you to set yourself up for that, right? Like, okay, cool.
Right.
Find out if you're going to first be able to, if they're going to want to work with you and your business model.
and then you can hit that listed type of thing. But yeah, I think that even just having a piece of paper that says like like motivation, timeline, condition, and price. If you just have that something around you, maybe a little sticky note on your laptop or on the desktop that just says motivation, timeline, condition, and price. Like, so you can just remember on every call, try to qualify the lead. A lot of people will come into this game, and I can hear how many times people get frustrated, because I did for the first few months. Like, I just started performing after like 6 months of this stuff, 5 months of this stuff. But you know what it is? A lot of us will get on phone calls and we really have no structure, and we might get comfortable on the phone. Like, you're comfortable and pretty good on the phone. It's just that you get a little bit of structure in there. You start to figure out how to like fact find, and the seller will tell you kind of what's going to help you purchase this home, kind of thing. Do a little bit of that, and I think you'll be much better at it. Just get a little bit of the qualifications.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm trying to make a sticky note right now. My fucking pen is dead. I'm not ever use pens, but it's a good idea.
Damn, man. Good job, though.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to say to Casey? I'll grab a water real quick, and then I'll go. Yo. What's back now? All right, so I'll go ahead and I'm going to be the end buyer right here. I just need a seller. I think one of you guys needs to be like, I'll be the seller.
What up, Dow? You want me to jump on?
You're the man. Let's do this. So, really, whatever scenario.
Okay. Shit. Does anybody want to hear a certain scenario?
Go. Sorry, plug it in my headphones. All right, cool. So nobody really wants to give a certain scenario. Doesn't matter. I guess we'll go more creative, since majority of you guys kind of already have an understanding of how wholesaling works. It just
let's do like a foreclosure or something.
All right, I was working a sticky one today too, so it was really good. Okay, so then Ben, if you wanted to do something on, maybe you're in a sticky spot and I have to be creative and try to help you out of it. You want to do something like that?
Yeah, let me okay.
Or is that too maybe? Does anybody maybe you good?
I'm just thinking about a scenario that I've already came across. So ARV 300 or what?
Yeah, we'll do the ARV for people who don't know that ARV is after repair value.
Yeah.
I say that because I see one of my homies in here. What's up, Christian? No, he's on there. There's one of my homies who breeds dogs on here too. We're gonna show him the ropes right now.
Cool. All right, cool, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready? All right, cool. So, we're just gonna roll through this. Okay? Ring.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Ben? It's Carlos. How you doing, man?
Carlos who?
Hey, you don't even know me. The reason why I'm giving you a phone call is I was taking a look at your property, 123 ABC Street. I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Have you considered selling the property?
Yeah, man. I've actually been getting a bunch of phone calls lately. I have somebody that's been calling me like every other day. Right now my house is on foreclosure.
Oh, okay. So I'm understanding a lot of people are calling you, and what are they giving you, like cash offers?
Yeah, they're giving me a bunch of cash offers, like lowballing me. I know what my property's worth, but I just don't have the money to refi it because my credit's shot.
Got you. And so I know that you had brought up it's in foreclosure. Can you kind of catch me up a little bit to speed on like how that happened, I guess?
Yeah, I fell behind on my payments. I got sick. I had a couple of surgeries and I just wasn't able to pay for my mortgage and all my bills. So I just really fell behind.
Got you. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Are you much better from when you got sick, or are you still a little bit down?
No, I'm good now. I'm just trying to wrap my head around, this foreclosure. I know my house has equity, but I just I don't want to let it go.
No, I hear you, man. And like, if there's a way that I could possibly help you out today, buy your home or not buy it, if there's a way I can help you out, would that help you out?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. I wanted to ask you, like, what type of mortgage do you have on here? Is it like a FHA loan, conventional VA loan?
It's a traditional loan, a FHA loan.
Okay. And how much do you owe? Do you know?
Yeah, I still owe about 100,000.
Okay. And so what's currently your monthly payment to that, like with principal, interest, tax, and insurance included?
It's $1,500 a month.
Okay. And so you're in foreclosure. So how many how much are the arrears? Like how many late payments are you behind?
I'm behind like 6 months, so I owe about like 9,000.
Oh wow, okay. And are you still able to afford the rent, or I mean the mortgage every month, or no?
No, that's kind of why I fell behind. Like I said, I had a couple of surgeries, and just trying to just trying to get caught up, and just trying to just getting back up to just being able to get to current or sell this property or figure out where I'm gonna go next is the big issue.
Got you. And so have you already found like another location, or is it like you have to sell this first and so you can get some equity so then you can move type of thing?
Yeah, just obviously kind of start fresh, get a little bit of money out of my place, and just to help me kind of get my life started, kind of just hit that reset button.
I get you. Okay. And so like if if there was a certain amount of money that you can say would help you out, I guess, get you into your next property and on your feet, do you know how much money that would be?
I mean, I would say like 20,000.
Okay. And here's the reason why I bring that up, like, because I want to try to help you out in this. Because the unfortunate thing is, as an investor, I analyze a lot of deals, but I can't buy them all. Only the ones that work for me. And typically, I like being a cash investor. And when I come across scenarios where I can't pay all cash for a certain number or a certain number on the home, it doesn't rule me out as a complete buyer, it just rules me out on cash. And there are other ways that I buy these homes, not just cash. And I'm looking at this property right here and just want to make sure I got the right info. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath.
That is correct.
1,500 square feet.
Yes.
And so like in a scenario, right, in a safe scenario where I can help you out right here, maybe catch up your arrears or, buy it off you cash, whatever I can do, what type of time frame did you need to get out of the house?
Well, the foreclosure is coming up. I have to the end of the month to uh to get it figured out.
Okay, so less than 30 days.
That is correct.
Otherwise, you lose the home.
That is correct.
Got you. Let me ask a little bit about the condition of the house, like as far as the kitchen, the floors, the restrooms. Have they been renovated in the last 3 years?
No, they haven't. Everything's all original.
Got you. So a lot of it needs cosmetic work. What about roof or plumbing or electrical work?
I haven't replaced the roof, but I mean, I don't have any issues with the roof. There's no leaks or anything.
Okay, and then everything else is good, the plumbing and electrical work?
I mean, it's a little rough. I mean, it's not destroyed, but I mean, it could definitely use some updating.
Got you. So then, knowing that you have less than 30 days to sell this, and it needs some work, and I need to put some money into it if I were to purchase this, what number, what number I guess are you looking for on this?
Well, I know that the properties in the area are going for about 300,000. I know I'm not gonna get 300,000. I'm aware that obviously my house is not up to date, but I figured, if I can get 20,000 to kind of just walk away and get kind of get started, with just the move and everything. I think that'll make me feel comfortable, and it'll definitely help me out a lot.
Got you. Okay. And so go ahead and tell me the number again.
What is that?
What number did you say again? I'm sorry, I got the number.
The number of what, the property value or
no, the price that you're asking?
So with what's owed on the property is 100,000 and I owe about 10, so it would be right around 130,000.
Right around 130,000. That's what you want, or that's what is debt and what's your late payments?
That's what 20,000 basically is what I would want to walk away with.
Got you. Okay. And so if I gave you the 130, you'd sell this to me cash?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me. So what I'll do is I'll draft up that 130 and I'll send it over to you.
All right.
What's your email?
Little Breezy 123.
Little Breezy. Do you want to switch it into like 230 or 240 so then we can roll into seller finance?
Yeah, I actually screwed up. I was thinking 250 in my head, not 300 ARV, until I was like, oh shit, I went way too low.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So
because in my mind, I'm thinking like the house is rough, so there's gonna need like about 80,000 in repairs, like in my mind. So I'm just already thinking like way ahead before, but not thinking on the other side. So
so I'll ask you again, like, oh, okay, so what number did you want? And you just say like 250. Okay.
All
right, cool. So Ben, I just wanted to ask again. I'm sorry, I apologize. You caught me off guard. I was looking at a text message. I missed the number you wanted for the home. How much was it?
250.
250. Wow. That's a high number to pay, especially knowing that I need to clear the arrears. 10 grand right there and renovate it. The home's only worth 300 grand. So if I put that money in there, I don't think I'm going to make a profit. I need to be at a number that's like, below 200. And, conservatively, I need to be closer to 160, 170. Is that something that you're willing to work with me on?
Well, I do know that the properties go for around 300,000 in that area. So I'm not asking for, for full market value.
Right. Yeah, but you see, as an investor, if I have to go put in 20, 30 grand for my 250, right? See, what happens is when you don't sell homes for a living, Which do you or no? Is this just one other property or do you have other investments?
No, it's just this one.
So typically how it works, right, for an investor, how we get paid is, look, I got to spend 250 on the home, but if I put in $30,000, we're at 280. If I could sell it for 300, there's what, $20,000, but is there really $20,000 after I pay a realtor out the 6% fees and then my taxes on that? That's not really ideal. And I want to make a minimum percentage as an investor. Let's just say 10%. Well, I need to make 30 grand in the deal if I'm going to sell it for 300. So you see on my side how that isn't beneficial for me, and maybe to somebody who's going to move in there to live there themselves can see that. I just think that you would have to find somebody in less than 30 days for that. You're looking for one specific buyer. As an investor, I can buy it, the property cash, but it has to just be a lower number, like the one where I offered you 160.7. Does that work?
It wouldn't work just because of what I owe and what's owed to the bank. I wouldn't be able to walk away with 20,000.
Got you. So you've tried listing this already or no?
No, I haven't tried listing it.
Have you?
I've just been getting so many calls that I've been dealing with a bunch of people just trying to buy my house cash.
And where are those investors offering their numbers at?
Like around 150 to 170.
So like where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of cash investors. They do very similar numbers. It's probably why we're all right there. But let me ask you, obviously you can't really rent it out, right? You owe money at least, and you have to renovate it. Let me ask you this: if I was able to come up a little bit higher on the price, maybe not exactly to 250, but if I can come up closer to your asking price, would you sell me your property on terms?
What do you mean by that?
So it's basically just payments over time. This might be your best bet as well, because on cash, I can't buy it. I know a lot of the cash investors, you told me that they're closer to my number. This is how I can do it, and how I pay more for properties like this is I analyze it and see if I can make money just like a business. Every month if the cash flows positively, then I don't mind paying a little bit more. Actually, I've been known more to pay more and higher than most cash investors. And one great thing about this is, first off, I'll clear your arrears, obviously, so that we catch that up to speed. And another thing is I keep making the payments to your mortgage. I owe you some equity in the deal. And if I do that, it's going to keep your credit going, and it's just going to be overall better for you. Would you work with me if I was able to make payments over time on this property if I catch up those arrears?
Yeah, would you still be able to give me some money to walk away with?
I mean, what type of money aside from the 9,000 would I have to bring up?
I mean, I would like to walk away with 20, but I mean, what are you thinking?
Typically when I purchase homes like this and I help other homeowners come up on the asking price, or especially in a scenario where it's, your asking price plus another 9,000 to catch up in arrears, homeowners usually work with me with $5,000 or $10,000 down.
So you're saying if let's just say I sell you the property, you take it over, you're saying you can give me 10,000 to walk away, and my credit is still on the deal. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it'd be like 10,000 max, because I'm gonna have to take care of 9,000, so it's almost 20,000. The way it works is like this. You owe mortgage, so I'm gonna take over the mortgage and the underlying debt right there. So your $1,500 payment. And if I could pay, closer to your 250, like let's say like 220, that's higher than everybody else. So if I could do 220, and I take care of the $100,000. I owe you 120 in equity. I pay $1,500 a month, is what I owe to now, this mortgage. What do you think after I get this place nice and savvy and rent ready, what do you think I could rent this out for?
I think the rent's probably going for between 18 to 2,000 in the area.
Okay, so 18 to 2,000, you owe, you pay 1,500. So here's the thing, it could be a little sticky right here because your monthly payment is pretty high, and then the amount of rent that you can bring in is up to $2,000. It's like a $500 spread right there. But typically the 500 isn't all mine. I get allocated a lot of funds to fund some of my deals. So there's always an investor that I have to make a return for. And I have to make a little payment to him too, right? So here's how it works for me for it to make sense is I just need a cash flow. If I was able to give you some money down and you gave me the right term, would you work with me so I can still make the money in there?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds interesting. I mean, that's something that definitely I would consider.
Well, here's the thing. Are you willing to work with me on that 220 with $10,000 down, and I take care of 9,000 in arrears?
Yeah, I mean, I was originally looking to walk away with 20, but I mean,
well, basically,
I mean,
let's say I give you the 20 grand and you take care of the arrears.
I'd be in the same boat, right?
Same boat. Same thing with me. I know that you're only getting 10, but I'm coughing up more than I'd like to. I would have gave you the 20 if I could, but.
All right, man. I mean, it definitely sounds interesting. Do you mind if I kind of just, give me the night to think about it?
Sure. And let me ask you this too, because, through my experience, let me think about it is typically a no. And so I'd rather you just tell me like a yes or no. But if you truly, truly feel that it's something that you can work with me on, then I don't mind thinking about it. I just don't want to spend more time to underwrite this if you already have a decision made up.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do. I am leaning towards, that does sound like, obviously you are trying to help me out and you're willing to give me a lot more than what most people were willing to give me. So I do like the idea. I just want to still get I normally make all the decisions, but I normally would like to ask my wife, just to get her blessing, as far as, moving forward with the deal that way.
Got you. So what's your wife's name?
Margarita.
Margarita, nice, man. You drink a lot of margaritas, bro?
Nah, man, I could only handle that one.
Oh, wow. That's funny, man. So is Margarita available to have a quick chat?
She's actually out right now.
Gotcha. So how long have you guys been together?
15 years, man.
Oh, wow. That's a long time, man. First off, congratulations. I know it could have been wild probably a couple times over.
Yeah, that's a bigger commitment than buying a house, man.
It is. So you guys must know each other pretty well then, huh?
Yeah, we've known each other since high school. So
wow. So are there times like maybe she goes to the store and comes back with like maybe certain clothes or hats that you like that she didn't call you on but got them because she know you like them?
Yeah, for sure. All the time.
What about same things? Maybe you're at the mall and running by and see some shoes that she's already accustomed to buying, these type of shoes. Have you ever got home with some shoes that she liked but you didn't call her and like to let her know these were ones that she liked? You just happen to know her style. Have you done that before?
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure then she might feel comfortable if you feel comfortable, just for the fact that you guys know each other pretty well. And the reason I bring it up is I'm the same with my spouse. We usually got to make our decisions together, but if I feel pretty good about something, I know that most likely she will too. Is there any other concerns that maybe I can address, or if you have any questions that I can answer while you have me on the phone, would that help you out?
No, I mean, you bring up a good point. I mean, we're kind of in a tight spot right now, and I think, she's been stressed out about the whole situation. So I think, just being out of this situation would definitely be good for both of us to kind of just get a fresh start.
Okay. So then let's do this then. Let's just let's chat, I guess, tomorrow, since you can have your conversation with her. And just know that this way I can help you out, clear the arrears, catch you up to speed. Your credit will still be good. Reason why you want to act sooner than later is you have less than 30 days. And from pre-foreclosure to foreclosure, you can still save yourself. But from foreclosure to auction, you then not only mess up your credit like a bankruptcy, but no bank will loan you for the next 7 years. And so if you have plans of purchasing a home within the next 7 years, just know that nobody is actually going to give you that loan.
Understand?
Yeah. So by tomorrow, I just wanted to bring that up to speed. So then by tomorrow, you have a yes or no to me when we have a chat.
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely do that. Yeah, you just you want to set up a time for tomorrow that we can chat.
Yeah, I'll email you over at littlebreezy.com.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Ben. You have a good night.
All right, man. A little crazy.
Man, do you guys have any questions for me?
Our little breezy in the house.
Breezy. Any questions, any reasons why I say certain random things or anything? Feedback.
I was almost turning to a lay down situation. She's like, I'll send the contract right now.
Yeah.
I got my numbers mixed up. My bad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, lay down. Let's do this.
I got a text and I was reading and I was like,
me too. I was just getting a whole bunch of messages. Does anybody have any feedback? Anything, any questions? I want to really try to bring value to you guys and see if I can answer anything.
The only thing I don't know if you kind of got the hint, like, how I threw out like the wife and all that stuff, just like bringing in the multiple parties. That's the only thing I just saw. I was like, I think you forgot to ask that, like, is there anybody involved in the mortgage or anything else? I mean,
yeah, I forget that question every once in a while.
Yeah, I do that shit all the time. That's why I was like, it was like in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I was pretty like I wasn't as diligent as I should have been. I was like going through a lot of text messages, and so I was like pausing and like that's why I was like, wait, what number did you say? 130? Oh, okay.
You're like, do you legitimately have a contract like that? Let's get that shit signed right now.
Yeah, look, that sounds like a deal. Wow. Okay, but anybody else questions, feedback for me?
Any similar scenario that you guys have ran into?
All right, what's up, guys? What's up, Michael? What's up to everybody? Dustin, Michael. What's up, John, Kim? How are you, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? I actually saw Stan's link on his Instagram story, so I want to jump in and see what it was about. Heard that you guys are doing live selling calls, so I was just listening in.
Oh yeah, so we were doing a little bit earlier the live calls. We just did a little bit of role play. In between the role play, I think I had missed 2 calls from some of the people we were calling back. A David Washburn and a Jumi. I guess we should call those people back. Where are you at, John?
I'm in Vegas.
Oh, sweet. So you personally know Stan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stan's the man, bro. So you're sub 2, huh?
Stan, yes, sir. I was assuming this was that everyone was in sub 2 here. So
there's 1, 2. I'm sub 2. Ben is sub 2. Who else is in here?
Bro, you gotta put your hat backwards right now. This is the
I know. I was about to say I missed the
when we go to
today,
work. We're getting ready to work. We do the hat. The hat back.
So we're official now.
Yup. Come on, Josh. I see that.
Josh is the only one that gets a pass. Josh can wear his hat however he wants. He's savage.
Savage, man. Well, if nobody has any other questions, does anybody want to step up and do a role play? Or maybe just random Q&A. Any strategies you guys want to learn? You guys want me to break down like what a wrap is to you guys? John, you know what a wrap is, right? Or no?
Hey, Carlos. Or what about any, since I'm on here, anybody have any questions in regards to like lending? You know, any other properties? You know,
Gator
sometimes,
lending, anything?
yeah, anybody run into issues with that? No?
Probably not. It said, Michael says, "What's up, guys? I'm text marketing right now, reaching out to pre-foreclosures. Yes, or innovation."
Have you done innovation, Carlos?
No, I'm working one right now in Tampa.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys. So I know Sub 2 knows what innovations are, but does anybody know? Does anybody not know what innovation is? Maybe you can write it in the chat. You can take your mic off and mute.
I think you should try to pitch the innovation.
So innovation
Oh, that'd
is
be cool because isn't an innovation agreement like when you have a contract with a seller, or like say Carlos is selling a house and I'm like, you know what, how about we just partner on the house and I do all the renovations and the other shit and then list it and all of that, and then by the time that we sell it, you end up getting paid without having to do anything, or you know, or just doing your part in the innovation that you're supposed to do, and I'll do all of my parts in the innovation that I'm supposed to do, and at the end is when all the finances will get dispersed out, basically like give that motherfucker a wholesale fee, but it's like giving him his full amount because you're selling it.
Yeah, so my understanding, I've worked a few, I haven't gotten any done, but my understanding of innovation agreement is this: that first off, creative financing is majority of the time it's going to be the last resort over cash and listing it, and then innovation is typically the last resort in creative financing. And so in a scenario where a homeowner is asking maybe 20 or 30 grand more than everybody else is actually willing to pay for the home, in this scenario, when you're just like, fuck, man, I literally tried getting the numbers down, it's really truly not making sense, he's really not selling it, everybody else is giving a number where it needs to be, then is a good opportunity for you to just say something like this. So like, hey, what if we just like partnered on this? I came in here with my crews and I funded the renovation. We then listed it with the realtor, and then we paid each other our agreed price on you, and I take anything that's excess after we pay our commissions to the realtor. And then they'll ask you like, oh, well, how does that work with me? Well, just typically you keep the home in your name, and you know, we just sign documents stating that I get paid for doing my work, and that's basically it. And that's what basically I've kind of understood what innovation is. I'm working one right now that's pre-foreclosure. We're trying to wipe out get a loan modification and a loan forbearance to try to clear the arrears. And then the homeowner is willing to allow me to do innovation. I pitched it to him, and so he was open to it because he's also in a pre-foreclosure state, and those guys are typically a little bit easier to work with. But in a scenario that he still wanted a certain amount of money, even though he's in a pickle, like, I guess, you know, you can still try to ask or achieve what you want. And so that's kind of where I am on that deal. But yeah, my understanding is you partner up with the homeowner. They keep the home still under their name. You guys draft documents, obviously come to an agreement on their price, and you then come with your renovation, your crew, you fund the renovation, you guys list it together, pay the commissions. When you guys break each other off, you break off what you agreed to the seller to give him. And a reason why that makes more sense for most people is that your cash on cash will make sense for you, right? Like if you have to spend 200 grand for a home and then 50 grand renovations to bring in 300, your cash on cash is much less than if you just came and spent 50 grand and then you made 50 grand minus commissions and taxes or whatever. Now your cash on cash is much higher. So that's a good reason to do novation as well.
Here's something to think about, because I think I noticed somebody in sub 2 that mentioned that they were in motion with an novation, but then during that process, the seller decided to back out, right? They already had contracts signed. They already had like rehab potentially going or something like that, but then the seller backs out. So have you heard of anything that they've done, or is there something that states in the contract or agreement if the seller doesn't perform on their end and they want to back out and say like, hey, we decide not to sell either before the rehab process?
I haven't had that come up. I haven't worked enough, I guess, to put myself in a space to have asked that question myself. So I truly don't know that part. That would suck. I don't know how and the thing is, since they legally own the house, it's theirs still, you know. That's exactly the thing, even though you guys have agreements.
So that's something to consider or think about, right? Because sometimes sellers do shady shit like that, where they back out of nowhere and they're like, oh, we decided not to sell because my brother wants to move in the house. So I mean, obviously with consideration, there's that performance that you can put on with the memorandum. That's one. But then obviously a seller could also, maybe the seller wants to ask that, like, how do you guys go about it?
Or you could draft
that. My wife doesn't want to sell anymore.
I guess you could draft that in your agreement too, to protect yourself, right? Like, okay, if at any moment seller decides to back out, that we will place a lien for the amount owed or whatever amount spent out of pocket, and basically state that you can't sell the house until you clear us out. Right. So there's always ways to, I guess, protect yourself as well. That's good brainstorming. Everybody familiar with Rapsto? I guess I'm gonna try to specialize in those. It's cool now that I'm open to it.
Yeah. Talk about it, because I think you were saying something about how Brad teaches you how to structure it now with displaying it. And good thing you brought that up, because there's a lady in a different Facebook group that posted on a post that I put up. It says, hey, we're note buyers. Really? I told her, let's connect, and then maybe you and I can like talk to her about it. But yeah, if you want to explain to the group how you do the wraps with performing on it.
Sure. So basically, guys, when you do a seller finance or a sub 2 or hybrid or whatever, obviously you're trying to make some cash flow. And sometimes, or most times, you'll come across properties, people end up giving you terms, but the terms don't allow you to cash flow a lot. So I used to throw away deals that I would only see $200-300 cash flow at the end on there. I wouldn't really go for them, for the reason that you don't really truly net the gross. If it's $300, it's not your net, for the fact that you have to put away like a war chest for like a rainy day, a certain amount of money. So in case somewhere down the road a toilet breaks or something, you have to come out of pocket. So when you own the home like that, when you're renting it out to tenants, you're liable to anything that's like, you're liable to the property and all the improvements to it. And so, but I wouldn't see a big spread, me not being an advanced investor who's not buying and holding properties that are, barely cash flowing just to have it, or appreciation, whatever they want, or depreciation on the incentives, on tax incentives, or whatever. When I can't make it make sense, I used to just not look at it as a deal, and I would just let it go. And then I came across another sub 2 student. His name is Brad Young, and he likes wrapping properties and exiting by selling the note. And what I've come to understand now is when you wrap a property, it's essentially getting a home on terms, and then you wrapping your additional terms onto those, and then you reseller finance the property. You resell it on terms to a homestead buyer, meaning someone that's going to buy it to move into it for themselves. And you think, who would you put in there that would buy this on payments? And there are a lot of people out there that have money, good paying jobs, that couldn't get a loan for X amount of reasons. Maybe they have bad credit, somewhere down the road they fucked up their credit even though they make good money, or could have been like they're just a high paid employee or somewhere they make good money and they switched jobs recently. And those people have money down and there's still like an RMLO that you can still qualify people and you vet them and make sure you're being ethical, selling people homes.
I was curious about that, Carlos. How should I go about vetting people? Because I have that one in Iowa where I'm doing exactly that. I got it under contract to subject to it for $4K, and I'm trying to find a rent to own buyer that will pay $10K down and pay $1,500 a month to rent to own it, and the mortgage payment's $1,075. So ideally, I could pocket that $300-400 difference, get the mortgage paid down. But I want to make sure that it's somebody that actually has the money. And I'm asking these regular people for a proof of funds, and they're getting all weirded out by it.
Yeah, you still got to ask questions like that. Good question. We'll get to that right now. So on the seller finance part and the sub 2 part, when I couldn't see it to be a deal, for those reasons, right? Your expenses, I don't want to net that little of money. What happens on a rainy day? I might have to bleed out some months. I don't want to do that. I used to throw away the deal. So essentially a wrap is taking somebody's terms. Let's give a scenario like this. Somebody sells me a home. I come to agreements at $100,000. Seller finance, I come down to $5,000 down and they give me 2.5% interest. And my payment is $350 a month. I bought the home on terms. Those are the terms given to me. When you sell a home as a wrap, you're now a note holder. You don't own the home anymore. You just resold it like on a seller finance. And so you gain the cash flow, but you don't gain any tax incentives, the depreciation or future appreciation on there. And so it's fine. You get this cash flow, right? The good thing about a note and why I like it is those little deals that I couldn't see to be a deal turn into a deal. And this is why. Because your gross now becomes your true net. Whatever you're grossing, that's your true net for the fact that you're not liable to the home anymore. Meaning I don't got to save a war chest for a rainy day because I don't own the home. If the roof fucks up, I sold it to somebody else. And if he defaults, that shit comes back to me already with the money down and everything, right? So that's what I like about the wrap is now you're not liable. So your gross turns into your net. Another thing is what I've learned is you can typically charge 10 to 15, maybe $20,000 more than the ARV, the after repair value on it for the fact that it's on terms. Somebody's willing to pay a little bit more. And then you can typically charge up to $200 more than what market rent is. So now you just increased your smaller gross into a bigger gross and you truly net that gross on here. So now I like them. Yeah, now I'm a huge fan of them because I'm like, oh, wow, a lot of deals, you might as well pick up a little deal and then cash flow and then add your interest rate because interest is where you're going to make your money over the term. Since you're going to resell or finance it to an end buyer, they're going to actually have a full term on that payment. So in a scenario where I find out the ARV on this thing is $200,000, let's say that it needs $20,000 in repairs, right? So I go ahead and I list it for $200,000 right when I get the agreements on everything, so you guys can move quickly. You drop it in escrow. You guys get photos and everything. You find out you need a little bit of renovation. Could be a couple things, some flooring, some paint, whatever it is. You're put in 20 grand, so you're in it for like 120. Well, so I end up getting it nice and ready to go or livable, however I want to get it. I market it for 200 on a couple sites. You could do Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, a few different ways. An agent, have them list it for like $100 or whatever, just to get some traction on it. Whatever you're gonna do to market it. You find a buyer that's willing to pay you $200,000 for it. You find out that he's willing to give you $15,000 down because typically people still need to put money down and they're aware of that. Typically you need money down when you buy a home. So let's say they give us $15,000 down, and now we're left with $185,000 on their purchase price. So at $200,000 is what the ARV is on this. We're selling it for 200. Oh, let's just go for 210 since we can sell it higher. So let's say 210 is what we're selling it for. They now give us $15,000 down, and we're left with $195,000 purchase price, or remaining mortgage or balance left to us. And now this is where it's going to get juicy. So at 2.5%, what's the market rate right now? Like 7 or 8%. So let's go 8% is what we're going to wrap this at. I got a wrap right now that we're at 11% that we're selling one, but we're at 8% on this wrap. So now I'm going to gain that difference, that 5.5% difference. I'm gaining that 5.5% difference, and I'm gaining the $110,000 difference on the purchase price, minus the 20 grand for the repairs. So the $90,000 is what I'm gaining on the front end. I'm now gaining 5.5% interest, and I'm going to charge him $200 more than market rent. Let's say market rent right there is like $800. So I can charge $1,000 a month. And now I'm truly cash flowing $650 a month. That's what the net is. That's your gross and the net because you're on the wrap. So now you're making $650 a month, and maybe you did this over like a 15 or 20 year term, whatever you did. You're gonna make that 5.5% interest difference on the on the 195 or the remaining $90,000 difference. You're gonna make 5.5% on the $90,000 over the next 15, 20 years, and you still cash flow every single month $650. And that's why I like wraps, for that reason alone.
So you're telling me this one that I got this mortgage at 4%, I can tell this end buyer it's 8%?
Yeah, so what happens is you now create a note, as now you're a note holder now. So now if they default and they gave you that 15 grand down, somewhere down the road, you're also signing a performance mortgage as well as the seller.
That's what I'm saying. So the $1,075 a month, I would be responsible for that payment, but I'd also get the house back if they default, right? Or however I want it to be. I could word it however I want, technically, right?
So you're when you have the home and then you wrap it and sell it, you no longer own the home legally. You don't own it until they default. You can re-own it, or they never default.
That's what I'm saying. So say they don't make the payment, like this one's $1,075 a month. If they don't make that payment, then I would have to make the payment for the seller, or I'd be fucking the seller over.
Yeah, or worst case scenario, you default as well. That's your worst case scenario too. Like you have two options as the investor, right? If you're already cash flowing, that's part of the game, baby. Sometimes you're going to bleed out in certain areas. Sometimes there's going to be vacancies that you still owe a debt to that you're going to have to pay. So sometimes part of the game, you just cop out some of your own money from your other deals, or if you're in a position where you can't do that, you're going to have to default too and catch yourself up. The beautiful thing is you can renegotiate, or worst case scenario, they get the property back. You mess up on that one. And there's a mistake.
Find a lender to figure it out until it's whatever. But so
there's a lot of ways to get out of that. A lot of ways people will come in and
just say the new buyer though. The new buyer doesn't make the payment. I could word it to like if they don't make their payment on time for a month or two, I could just take it back from them and then find another rent to own buyer, or.
Yeah, so you're talking about lease to own. You're just looking for an end buyer. You're just looking for a homestead buyer, a homeowner, and you're not necessarily rent to own, because like they have a decision to get out of it if they don't want it in 12 months. You know, when you're selling to them, they own it now. Even if 10 months down the road they decide they don't want it.
So what if you wrap it? It's different than rent to own. What are the differences?
Well, they don't own it yet. In the first 12 months, if you're giving them 12 months, they're leasing it from you, like if they're just a tenant. So they don't own it right away.
When they wrap it, they actually own it right away?
When you wrap it, they're buying the home, like if they're going to a mortgage, just that you're the bank too. I turn into the bank for them.
Gotcha, but it's technically rent to owning it, sort of, right?
Nope. It's just making payments. You own it on payments. Just like your car, if you finance your car, you own the car on payments, though Wells Fargo or Capital One is the one who lent you the money. If you default on your car payment, the repo man will start knocking on your door. Same thing right here. If they default on our payments, we come knocking on their door and be like, all right, give me the deed back.
So how would you market a wrap? You would just call it a normal deal, basically?
I got a home for sale on payments. Post it like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
and
those ain't that when people usually put up those posts that you'll see, it'll be like, oh, like no fine, like low, we're not looking at your credit, like bad credit will
Yep.
accept you on it, like finance, like owner finance and all
So
of that shit on there.
typically you're helping out people who couldn't get a mortgage, right? Meaning their credit probably didn't allow them to. So you still have a set, like a questionnaire, so like RMLO that you go over to vet people. You don't want to just throw anybody in there knowing that they might not perform. I mean, it's just, first off, it's stupid on your end. It's stupid on your end because you still owe the debt and you have to be liable to the debt or fucking default. That's not what you want to do. Second, you want to be ethical when you do your work. You want to have a good name. You want to do everything with a fair standing that you're going to help out other people, as far as well helping a homeowner that really cannot afford it. So you still look at their bank statements. You still see how much money they're making. You can still check their credit. Doesn't mean that you're going to rely on their credit. You can still do all these things. Ask them. There's a certain amount of there's a good amount of questions that you can kind of vet them on, and then in the end, you make your decision. But no matter what in the game of real estate or stocks or any investment, there are risks. People may not pay. Somewhere down the road, something may happen where they now default. That's right. This is the name of the game. You hear it all the time, and we don't plan for it to happen. At some point in our career, it's going to happen to all of us. We're going to be ballers, right? We're going to have a lot of homes. So
find another option. Don't accept that. There's always another option, right?
And not if somebody doesn't want to make a payment to you, and you had now 2 months. Now you have an option if you're in a state that now they're tenant friendly over landlord friendly. I was on a phone call with the fucking landlord right here. He hasn't gotten paid for 2 years and 8 months because of COVID and everything. I'm like, damn, that sucks. And in the state of California, they allow that shit. They want to protect the homeowners in there. They don't want them to be thrown out on the street with no shelter or anything. So California is very hard. When you get somebody that's stuck in there, they don't got to leave. Cops are not forced to go in there and kick them out. Takes a long time to get those guys out. And so that's sometimes part of the game, especially if you're cool with investing in states like that. Like that's why I like my short-term rentals in California, because they make a lot of money because they're tourist spots, but I don't have a full-time tenant in there. You know, not saying that. I think I've heard of a story of somebody doing like an Airbnb and then buckling down in there. And like same thing happened, like squatted or something. So I'm like, shit, that one sucks.
That would be all bad.
Yeah. So then, do you guys have any questions so far on the wrap?
Boy, wraps right now is what's gonna turn generational wealth. Wholesaling your way into wraps, from what I hear. You're gonna wholesale your way into a couple of wraps, like, oh shit. Locking it up on terms and like legitimately just wrapping it and getting somebody else in there and just making sure that, you know, they follow through. If you got an addendum clause, exactly like what he's saying, to if they default, then yeah, I'll probably, you know, if I'm cash flowing off of y'all, I probably would save like the first month or two rent just in case y'all end up defaulting. So I have at least a month or two worth of rent already backed to be able to have that space for a month or two to be able to get somebody else in there. And literally, I heard somebody else say, like, shit, if you wrap something and they default and you get it back, wrap it again.
Wrap it again.
And then they was like, and then if that person defaults, wrap it again.
Wrap it.
Keep wrapping it. Then that's how people don't lose, because you'll literally be owning a property that say you done wrapped and you've owned it for 5 years and you done wrapped it each year with somebody different, because every 11 months.
Honestly, hopefully they do fuck up and default on it. You'll just keep
that was one of the things.
Nah, but that's not what you want. You know, the hopeful part is that it's going back to you were doing this with good intentions. Yes. Here's the thing: the majority of people are gonna follow through. There are a lot more people paying their rent and paying their mortgage than there are pre-foreclosures, auctions, and fucking shitty tenants.
Oh, that's what it was.
So the thing is, more people are gonna make those payments. More people are going to make their payments. It's just the thing is, you want to kind of vet them a little bit so you have an understanding that this guy seems like he's sane, seems like he pulls down the job, a family guy. I'm sure he's going to make his fucking payments. But it comes to a point where you got to make the decision on somebody. I got my home where I'm renting out right now. I didn't have a job after I got let go of Ford. I just started hustling again and then started breeding French Bulldogs. I didn't have a business. I went in there because I could talk and talk and talk. I met the realtor. And I let him know that I had money, left the car business, and now I'm in his business. And I'm getting into it, but as an investor. And that time I wasn't really. I was just talking the talk. And but the cool thing was he took a chance on me, right? And he gave me the house, and now I rent it out. But I had no proof of income or nothing at the time. I just talked my way into it. And so I still got it, and I still performed on it, though I had no actual money coming in on paper yet at that time. So same thing, I just decided to perform every fucking month on it, even if it got tight. Like, but now that I'm not doing all that stuff and I'm working behind, like in this business, and it was tight for me the last 2-3 months because I ran out of the savings that I had. I expected to have gotten, I guess, more successful in a quicker rate than I have. And I really ran out of my actual savings a couple months ago, and it's been pretty difficult from month to month. But I no longer really have to have that headache in my head because I have 7 properties now. Have I seen a return on my investment? Not one just yet, because I got them all in the last 6 weeks. But now the first one will start paying me out next month, and then I have a wrap that I'm closing on the 15th, one on the following, or 2 this next week. If I have 5 that are sitting in escrow that need to be closed, I have another Airbnb that's getting renovated. I no longer have to worry. And then in a month, when I start cash flowing, I'll have 4 to 5 more properties. I no longer have to really be so stressed. But it took me leaving a lot of different games behind, and then working very hard. And now in this part of the game where all I do is I feel like I get to analyze deals. All I do is these 3 things. I wake up and everybody's calling me, so I analyze deals from other people, close deals, and then I coach. And that's it. And I coach right here for fun. I like it. At the same time, I get to teach, and teaching allows me to repeat myself over and over. I learn it way quicker. And it's deal flow. After you see the deals that I start structuring, I'll even show you an advanced strategy how to exit the note by selling the note. And it's like a mini fix and flip in the back end with a large chunk of money down to you. And a lot of people have been in the game for the 6.5 months like me, but haven't made a movement like that. And I'm just trying to get in here, put my value out there, and get this deal flow. Because what happens is most people get stuck on something. They call me and reach out to me, and I get opportunities. There are a lot of other people in sub 2 that have the gift, that know how to close, and they also get a lot of free lead generation. Free.
Bro, you're on fire. I don't know what you're talking about, saying that you wish you were, or you thought you would be more successful at a more rapid pace.
I did, bro.
I don't think success is based on numbers, though, bro. Really, like, I don't think that's how you should judge it. I think you're fucking on fire, bro. You're ahead of like everybody that's doing this shit. You actually got some fire shit in the works, and you're like about to explode. So don't think of it like that. You're definitely succeeding.
Appreciate it. Yeah, but behind the scenes, everybody's gonna have to feel the way they feel no matter what. Like, reality will hit them.
I just don't like the term success being used towards like money per se,
Yeah, or successful, like, meaning I could at least see some progress. It was hard at first. There wasn't much progress. But I also knew that I was doing a lot of things besides the real estate game. I was trying to build my own Facebook community. I was trying to learn and educate as well. And I know that I didn't have to do all of that. I could have took more time and probably closed more deals if I focused more time on that. But now 6 months later, it actually is 100 times more beneficial for me. I feel like we have this little like community. We're more accountable. I've helped people close deals. That's what's cool. I like that. I've gotten a lot of people in here to be my lenders on deals. So through time, a lot of people got more comfortable, gotten better on the phones. And now, like I said, I just leveraged myself where all day, every day, wake up to shitloads of text messages, and I get to analyze deals, man. And I don't know what happened now, but my goal is like 8 to 10 a month now. I don't know what it is, but it's easy. We got two last week, or this week. And what's today, Monday? Yeah, so I got 2 last week, and I need 2 this week. So if you guys have any deals, you need help closing, let me close them and buy them, or I'm open to even closing with you, buying and partnering with you. Whatever it is, I'm down to learn, and I like to eat. So let me know how I can get 2 more deals this week from you guys or with you guys.
Hey, what'd you say?
What?
What was that last sentence you just said? I didn't have my headset on, and I was hearing you, but I wasn't hearing you.
Said he wants to buy your deals.
You want to buy my deals? Well, right now, while you were talking, having your seller calls, and I was listening to you, I found a guy in Fresno, California, who owns like two properties right next to each other right now that's willing to sell or finance a package deal, 20% down and carry the note at 4%, and comes to figure out the lot right next to his that has basically the same thing on it that he's selling right there. He's also selling at the same price as a package deal.
Hey, that's cool. I like that area because my Airbnb in Mariposa County, or California, is right next to Fresno. And my partner on the deal, he's a general contractor. He's an experienced sub-2 student. He lives in Fresno, and we're looking for a couple more projects.
Bro, is he living anywhere near East Gettysburg Ave? Are you? It's on East Gettysburg Ave.
It don't matter, man. It's seller financing. If after you can see it to be a deal, dude, let's work out one tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I just randomly asked right now, just texted real fast because he said, I just asked him to confirm what he was saying, you know, that you would cover the note. I said, what terms are we looking like for a package deal? He says 20% down and carry the note at 4%.
And what's the price of the home?
$475,000.
And do you have photos and everything? Do you have what does he have, any financials on the property?
I'm telling, it was just now, like as we was talking, cool. I just seen it and I was like, hey, let me text this person real fast.
Cool. We'll figure that out. Let me ask you guys again on the wraps. Do you guys have any questions? Because I kind of want to get into the next strategy. I don't know if you guys have questions or want to learn this next part, but this next part is fire, homie. I don't even know if my mentor wants me to give it away because they don't really teach it as much in sub-2.
Oh, you're gonna have
fire.
You got
fire, dude. I'd never seen shit like this. I'm like, oh my God, Brad, you
already dropped the biggest gem on us last time with that weird creative one that you had. There's no reason to not drop this. It's, if you notice, we are all the same people that rock with you week in and week out.
I got you. I know. I got you. Okay.
Day in and day out. We ain't the randoms.
Sub-agent. All right, so check it out. So you guys remember that deal I was talking about on the wrap, the $100,000? I wrapped it for $210,000. It was $5,000 down to the seller, $20,000 to renovate it. Okay, so this is where I left off. If we were at $210,000, we net the 110 minus the $20,000 renovation. So right off the bat, we're netting $90,000. All right, boom. But we'll talk about the $20,000 later. So let's just use it as even numbers. $100,000 to 110, we have 110 on our seller finance area. Then we get $15,000 down. Now we have 195 remaining. 2.5% interest is what I owe. Then I sell it, wrap it for 8.5. I take 5.5% interest. We're at 8% on this one. Same thing. I owe $350. I'm now getting $1,000 rent, and now I'm netting $650. I'm grossing and netting at the same time $650. Now, typically, this is where you are on the wrap. That's it. You're holding the note, and this is going on for 20 years, whatever you wrapped it on for an actual home buyer. So you had to be, consideration that it's a regular home for them to live in. So you have to give them an actual term, 15, 20 years, whatever it is. Unless your term is less, like 7 or 10 years, then you have to match your term, obviously. So here's the next part. This is the part that I didn't understand. And this is what I really like. And I have a goal of one a week. I want to buy 2 homes a week. One of them is going to be for a buy and hold, either a wrap or an Airbnb, but the other one is going to be for this strategy, for a wrap and then an exit a wrap within 60 to 90 days from closing. And so what this part is next is how Stan brought up a note buyer, right? So people buy notes as investments. Those can be people who indirectly want to invest in real estate, that you have money, they invest in stocks maybe, or want to invest in real estate, don't have the time. Could be a doctor, nurse, practitioner, could be other real estate agents, brokers that are not investors, car salesmen, whatever it is. They like to hold a note. They'll buy the note and let that cash flow as well. So note buyers will buy a note at 88 to 90% of its valued price, what the contracted price is. And so check this part out. So we got $15,000 down at the beginning of this deal when we closed and we sold it to a homestead buyer. So there's $15,000 down. Boom. There's that money. We owe 195. I mean, we have 195 left on that, and we owe 100,000. Well, what happens is when you sell this to a note buyer, let's just use 10% as a number, right? And so I don't have to do 88%. So 10% of 195,000 is 19,500. So you subtract 19,500 from the note that's left at 195 grand, and now a note buyer is willing to buy this note on a discount, like a wholesale discount. They want to gain a little bit of extra for free, right? So now you sell this note buyer this note that's gaining 5.5% every month on the $195,000 note at $650 a month. And now he cashes me out. This is the cool thing. He just cashed me out for $175,000. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and clear out that first position of 100 grand. I'm gonna now place the second note now that the new note buyer holds. He's in first position. So now he no longer owes a debt. So he truly gets the $195,000. He gets 8% on that. And he makes $1,000 a month. That's a killer deal for any note buyer, because in the end, he clears out the debt and gets the whole thing. And now I have $75,000 and $75,500 left, where I had gotten $15,000 at the front of the deal. And now I have $90,500, and I was in and out of that puppy with like 3 to 6 months. And I made 90,000 minus 20 grand. And now my partner and I, or whoever I did the deal with, we just netted $70,500 without actually fixing and flipping the home, without being liable to the house, any of that stuff. We were in and out. And that's what I'm doing. My first one, we close on this one on next week. And so I'm excited because I haven't done it yet. I just learned it. And now I have 4 in escrow that I'm going to do this with. But the first one's closing this next week. What did you guys think about that? Do you guys have any questions on that one?
That's good stuff, man. Don't forget about me.
It's
don't forget about me for Christmas.
Yeah, no, man. I'm excited, bro. That's the goal. By like November, December, I want to be exiting one note a week, gaining my half of 20 or 30 grand. Boom, boom, boom. Every week is like having a big wholesale check. Know this, that when you lock up your own deals, I paid myself a commission on my lenders who funded 2 of my 3 deals. I paid myself a commission in there. Boom, you got yourself a nice commission in there. Even if you want to pay him back and then exit the note and then repay yourself again in 3 months, I did like a fix and flip, paid myself a commission on it, got a lender in there. I cash flowed for a little bit, sold it to a note buyer, and made a big chunk of change. I want to do that once a week. Why I pick up one property for either holding a note that's a good deal or an Airbnb that's a killer deal. And that's all I'm looking for at the moment. It's just either wrap a deal, so being a note holder, or just doing short-term rentals. That's really what I want to do on my buy and holds. That's it. I know only one of them is going to allow me to get appreciation on it. It'll be the short-term rental because I'm actually going to own the property. Everything else, I'm just going to hold the note. That's where I'm at right now. But that right there, that took me a little bit of time to learn. And I was like, wow, that's a crazy strategy. I love that strategy.
How long is it? How long before you can get that 15K out of those deals, you say?
So let's say that your house is like about turnkey ready. Not like on a wrap, you don't have to get it like 2022 standards. You could have even some rooms that are not that like, could have a hole in the wall, can have like shit like that, like it needs paint. You can sell it as is like that for less than the ARV price, obviously. Somebody will still pick it up. That's the cool thing about the wraps. You know what? I went blank, sorry. What was the question?
So you were just saying that at the end of these, you would be able to exit them and get your part of the 15K quickly, though.
Oh, yeah. So when you're marketing it right away, let's say it is kind of turnkey-ish, you can start marketing it right away. And so let's say you have a 30-day close. Instantly on the second day of you locking it up, you got the photos, you start posting it, you already know what terms you wrapped it with. Now you're selling it, you're marketing it on Craigslist or Facebook or with a realtor, maybe all 3, whatever you're doing. You end up finding out somebody's willing to buy it within 3 weeks of this. So all right, you found a buyer that's willing to close at 15 grand down. And then that's it, at the close of escrow, you assign it to them. Instead of already putting it on a repurchase sale agreement, you just assign it to them because they're going to meet you at the close of escrow. Me, where on this first one, my mentor, I was doing all the legwork. I didn't want him to do anything. I wanted to do the legwork. So he'll answer my calls, and that's kind of the agreement I have with him. I don't want you to really do shit. I just want you to kind of guide me when I hey, what's the next step? Go get a general contractor. Go do this. Go do that. Well, I didn't know right away. I didn't know that I could have started marketing it and finding an end buyer right away. So then the end buyer could automatically pay for like almost all the fees that needed to be done.
See, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Instead of closing on it myself and then finding the end buyer like that, I think it'd be better just to line up the actual homestead buyer before anything.
Yeah, so you can start, like, let's say you're starting to build.
Hear me out really well. You're risking that end buyer on inspection going and trying to cut you out, which has already happened to me. I've got it worked out with the seller to where he knows if they do that, we can charge them and him for violating the contract. And he's like on my team, but I already had one of these people try to hit up his wife and snake me out of the deal.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how. I don't think I can get snaked when you lock them up and you drop them in escrow. You legally hold the contract. There's nobody that can snake that person. You know. Like,
yeah, but they can just wait for that contract to expire and go through that homestead buyer without you. It's happened to Kyle on one of his fucking.
Yeah. Sure, I'm sure it can happen. The thing is this: when you throw it in contract and you throw it in escrow, everybody's liable to perform on that shit, even if somebody wants to back out. So, like, let's just say the seller wants to back out. In reality, how are you going to terminate the contract if we're legally bound to perform on this on the close of escrow? That you don't ever hear stories of sellers like, oh, you know what, I don't want to sell it. I have a lot of friends that actually I know that the homeowner at the end was like, I don't want to sell this, and my homie was like, we're gonna do it anyways, dog. They already agreed.
Yeah, see, that's what that kind of came down to. He tried to act like he didn't want to sub to it anymore, but that buyer that came to inspect it talked to him, and they realized that the seller could get $7,000 from the buyer instead of $3,000 from us, and the buyer could get it for $7,000 instead of $10,000 from us. So they were saving money, and we were getting cut out. And dude didn't want to deal with sub twos at the time, so it kind of
you guys just terminated your own contract.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because legally he would be bound to still performing even if he wants it back out. It's already signed, it's already dropped in escrow, it's moving forward. What's going on?
So we should have just forced it to close then.
Damn, did you guys ever record Affidavit Davis, Affidavit something like that? Affidavits.
Like a memorandum, the affidavit. I forgot what it's called. Affidavit or something.
Yeah, I'm Random David. I have it here somewhere. You guys ever recording in case the seller ever sells it in the future? Memorandum.
I haven't yet, but I know that they recommend it. I think I should. I see them and I always take them out of my contract part. I just take them all out. I haven't done it yet.
Just recently, Pace or somebody was talking about that a fucking real estate agent was contracted with somebody for like 6 months, but they had an addendum or some shit or a memorandum inside of their contract that if they were to sell it anytime after the 6 months or some shit for a period of up to like 14 years, that they still got a fucking, it was basically like a lien on the house that basically said that they still got their $9,000 commission no matter what. And the seller signed that paper.
That's so fucked.
That's still no matter what, our 6 months don't go.
Pace still paid the guy. He's like, fuck it, because he's like, his attorney was like, his attorney's like, yo, we can sue this guy. And it's like, yo, how long is that gonna take? And are we gonna win anything? No, let's just pay this motherfucker.
Like, yeah, because
shit.
He was good. That's a good move. If he got it in there and the seller signed it, exactly. That's some savage shit.
No, he's a piece of shit.
I know, but at the same time, that's some fucking. You gotta be a different type of person.
You gotta been taught by a snake for that shit.
Or like, yeah.
Well, had to be
I'm gonna turn that guy down. I'm gonna turn that guy down every time. I'll tell you why I turn pieces of shits like that down. He's no better than robbing somebody.
Like that guy had some kind of. That guy had some kind of interest in that property or something that we don't know about. Like there had to have been some reason he did that.
No. There's stories of lazy ass motherfuckers. Check it out. Imagine you figure out that a lot of people list it for 6 months and it just terminates fast and too much. Imagine you figured it out. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna put this random on all these fucking. I've heard of multiple people. That's their actual go-to method. I'm like, so you're just like your name's just a piece of shit name that goes around, huh? Mm-hmm. In the end, like you're just pretty like. I wouldn't want to work with you, first off, and to me, that's as good as robbing somebody. Why? Because you want to fucking take money from somebody's table when you didn't put any work into it. That's how I see it. For some reason, I just don't like people like that. I'll turn them down every time. I don't like it.
I see what you're saying.
You get me?
I see,
like,
yeah, I see what you're
like,
saying.
why should you get paid if you didn't fucking do the job?
Yeah,
it's like
crazy ass realtors just get you
it's
to
like
sign
it's
some
like
shit.
it's like holding like the heavyweight championship belt of the world and putting it around, and you never fucking knock anybody out.
Exactly, like you didn't.
Motherfucker.
Man. That is some shit though. That's just, to me, that's still just some fucking savage shit. Like, fuck, I'm getting paid regardless.
Well, I would slap that for it.
That's like that Denzel Washington shit. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something regardless.
Yeah, that was gangster.
Like, I'm leaving with something regardless.
Yeah, we're taking this right here. I'll leave you a tip too. Fuck, guys. All right, well, let's just wrap this up, I guess, and we'll run one more tomorrow. You guys have any questions for me?
2.5 hours today.
Hey, so I finally found the name of that contract thing. It's called an affidavit and mandatorum of purchase and sale agreement.
Okay. Mandatorum.
But yeah, so recording make sure you don't nobody steals your deal. Get recorded or at least get a piece of the action if someone does.
Yeah, in certain scenarios, I hear that. Like, there are certain states that they're like mutual friendly states. So if you want to terminate or you want to move forward, both parties have to agree. That's the shit that sucks, because sometimes now everything that goes out the window because those states have their own laws. I one time almost lost Gator money like that. Yeah, even though my contract protects the Gator by saying that we don't need the signature from the other party to release the EMD. Well, not in the state of fucking Texas. Goddamn state of Texas was like, oh no, you need to have them sign that too. No, my contract says this. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna lose my EMD. Then the bitch ass lady was like, all right, I'm gonna go pick up this EMD, and then finds out I have to sign off too to let you have it. So it was gonna sit in there, and then I was gonna have to then draft that. Somebody told me in sub 2, go and draft one of these, go and pull a lien. So I just called her and told her this is what I was gonna do. She released it.
Savage.
Oh, and then Casey calls me back months later and says the lady calls her and was like, yo, can you sell this house?
Yeah, we could put it under contract right now if you want it.
Nah, dude, I can't believe that girl calls Casey back months later. It's like, yo, can you help me sell this home?
I still need help.
Yeah, it's still not sold. We turned it down. We decided not to even lock it up.
See, and that's why she came back, because now she knows that you is the last resort.
Yeah, I'd be like, give it to me for like $100,000. That's it.
Yeah.
You gotta hit her with my price change. Wow, like.
I bet if we dick a round 2 on it, bro, we could get it done now. We're at the right price, you know.
I would be like, give it to me for like $50,000.
I don't know. Does it have a mortgage? I don't remember.
It's just shitty. It's real funky looking. They just did a whole bunch of ADUs on it. I mean, like, they just added a whole bunch of additions to the home. It looks real fucking weird. The layout is just so funky. It just looks whack for that size. 6,000 square feet and looks retarded.
You went out there, right?
Hell no. I sit in my home right here and buy all my houses without even leaving.
That's what I tell people. They're like, what, you don't go and do inspections? I'm like, dude, 11 deals.
You just fucking pay. You just pay for people $200, $300 to do an inspection.
Well, I was like, you can get pictures. It's 2022. Tell the seller to take pictures and then make the buyer make sure the pictures match the property. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like, you definitely want an inspection. You definitely want like a general contract. Like, you definitely want to do that stuff. Yeah. Or like a really good video walkthrough from like the homeowner that actually gives you live footage of everything. That's good enough. Like, if everything looks good, cool. But you start to notice there's some cracks right here, this and that, call a GC in there. They're gonna walk through that property for you and tell you what's up.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay $200 and fucking $300 for an inspection. That ain't nothing.
How have you been doing it on like that one you closed in Yucca Valley? Did you go out there and look at that one?
That one I did. So that one I did for a sub 2 student. That one was an arbitrage deal. It wasn't a purchase. I didn't want to do it. We were in sub 2. I love the community. I was like, fuck it. I'll go be boots on the ground. I think Ben went to go be boots on the ground like the first week because I was busy, couldn't do it. Then I felt bad that she didn't really follow up with Ben after and like update us on what was going on. So then the second week she hit me up and I didn't want to just go and send Ben again. So I was like, I'll go check it out with intentions knowing of like, hopefully she has other deals besides arbitrage deals that I can close and we can actually get paid on. Because I'm just doing this to be able to have a favor in return down the road somewhere else, you know? And so I go look at a property It was a no. I go the third week again. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to drive 30, 45 minutes again out of my way. Same thing. We worked the deal. Now at this time, it's been two times I've done it. Ben did it once. At this time now, I understood how they pitch it, how they talk about arbitrage, all the benefits to it. On the last round, I ended up calling the guy and was like, let me talk to this guy first. Let me just negotiate it so I don't have to drive out there. I negotiate. He ends up saying, go take a look at it. So I'm like, fine. I negotiate it, and then I close it up. And then from there, I say, hey, we closed this deal. And she just said, wow, thank you. I'll give you partnership. So she gave me partnership, and that's what happened. I ended up now being a partner on a deal. And because of her, I went from trying to be a savvy, creative wholesaler to then like, all right, in June, I'm going to start buckling down and try to look at this. And by July, I started performing. I gotten four homes in July, and then I got 2 this month. So I have 1 arbitrage, 4, 5, 6, 7 homes now. None have given me $1 on a return on my investment just yet. They all take time. It's delayed gratification, but it's going to be a domino effect if I'm able to close 2 a month. By the time Christmas comes, bro, I'll be making like 30, 40, 50 grand a month cash, like passive income. I'll be making. If I'm going to do my Airbnb up north, I have 2 Airbnbs that are 5-figure a month Airbnbs. Maybe the Yucca Valley one in this first month of it being in won't get 5 figures, but we'll get 5 figures there. I have a one that's even going to do better up north. So we have 2 of those. I can make potentially.
Andy wants to say hi. This is my buddy Andy. He works here at the office with me.
What's up, G?
Yeah.
He's an OG in the sales.
I hear you.
I know that.
He used to be a realtor too back in the day.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a sailor's mouth. If you're hearing me, I cuss a lot. I apologize.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. I used to do commercial real estate.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. You guys are raw. Yeah.
So now I'm just hanging out here having fun with Casey. Good luck, guys.
Later, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey.
Andy's a
Casey got community.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He
All right,
loves
guys.
listening to you guys. He's doing something completely different back there, and we do this shit, and he just pays attention to this and doesn't make any calls back there the whole time.
Oh, he has the casting couch back there?
Basically, he wants to get into this, but like I don't have it secure enough to where I'm like comfortable putting others on yet, you know?
Yeah. Josh, does he have the casting couch back there? He has that back there.
Right here, bud.
Dude, I love your background. It says Powerhouse. Your smoke, little midgets in the background are smoking. You can see the smoke behind you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Your eyes are. Oh wait, your eyes are just that color, huh? I was gonna see. Oh, your eyes look cool too, but it's just part of your eyes.
That's all natural.
I was like, look at the colors in the back. His eyes are glowing. I'm like, oh wait.
I know everybody's background's all cool. My fucking room's all empty. I just moved into my new office. Is empty as shit.
Yeah, that's dope though.
Bro, I'm in my living room. Calm down.
I need to fucking set this bitch up. Josh, I'm gonna have to fly Josh down here. How we fucking set this?
The whole place up.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I need to just come set it up for you. That'd be dope.
That'd be sick.
That would be.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna be out.
Fellas.
You guys do your things.
All right,
Much
man.
love.
Hit me when you're ready.
Homies.
Peace.
Bye.